Thank you so much for those that are here. And big thanks to BlockSplit to give us this space to explore how Web3 can benefit to sustainable development goals and benefit to the civil society. So I will read a little bit my notes because English is not my mother languages, so excuse me about that. And all right, so who here about sustainable goals, sustainable development goals? Have you heard about it before? No? Just one person. All right, okay. So this talk, we cover a lot of information and materials, but I will try to make it short, concise, and see how we can use this emerging technology to make a difference on the people's life. So before starting, it's important to bring some context. So, does Web3 can help humanity in these pivotal moments? I would like to introduce myself first. I'm Aouatef Khelloqi. I'm working at Radical Exchange Foundation. You might have heard about this foundation. Yesterday, Glenn Well and Audrey Tank had like amazing panels. So I work with them. And I'm leading the Web3 for Social Impact Lab at this foundation. And why I put this question in the beginning of my presentation, it's just like to put some context. Actually, we know that the world has been changing all the time, but I don't know if you noticed, I know that the audience are young, youth, but we are at the point of inflection, a moment when the decision we make hold more power than ever. So our economy and our governance and democracy are supposed to move at the space on humanity and the planet, and especially since the COVID-19. Because we notice that the growth doesn't take this into account, become destructive. So right now, how to manage loss in area of rapid change and complexity. So, as I call it, the unprecedented challenge, progress versus peril, or progress is in peril. You can put it also in this way. And you know, human life improved over the past 250 years, and particularly in terms of standard of living, longevity, medical advances, access to education, access to information, and so on and so on. So these advances also come with a cost. And the cost now, right now, we can feel it. And especially on the climate and ecological crisis, like even the global north can feel it as much as the global south. The rising global temperature, also the debt crisis, the polarization, like they mentioned, like Audrey Tank and Glenn Well, they mentioned it on Sunday and yesterday. So all these costs have a price to our society. And we can notice it that right now is like the world's richest 1% on more than 50% of the world's wealth, while the poorest 50% on less than 1%. pardon, sorry. And also about the food. Actually, we produce enough food to feed everyone on the planet, but 800 million people still go to bed hungry every night. So what I say, what I say, these last 250 years may be seen as a bygone golden age. So that's why inclusive development through sustainable development goals is a subject that we all have to tackle. It can be the technologists, the civil society, the private sectors, public institutions. Right now we are at the pivotal moment that this issue we had to explore all together. So, sustainable development goals, so when I ask, just one person knows about it, so I will dive into that a little bit. So, these sustainable development goals are a series of 70 goals that have been implemented in 2015 by the United Nations and adopted by 184 country members in 2015. And these 17 goals are separated by three main pillars: economic pillars, environmental pillars, and social pillars. So these three pillars that we see earlier, so the economic, environmental, and social pillars, we also can illustrate to these images that we call it the triple bottom. Why these images I think is powerful? Because we notice that these three pillars are totally linked. So the economic, planet, and people have to work all together. And once is the case, we achieve the sustainabilities. So the inclusive economic, how we can divide, is to seek a balance between the producing value and saving resources at the same time. The people is what we call it the social cohesion, that everyone right access basic resources and services to meet the essential needs. And environmental is harmony with our ecosystem, with the nature, at least preserving or even restoring. So these three interconnections have been studied by one economist, British economist. I don't know if you heard about Kate Raworth. Who heard about her? No. Okay. She deployed a theory that's called the donuts theories and the boundaries. So the donuts is kind of compass for our centuries. The goal is to leave no one behind us. And how you can see, you have the social foundation, how we call it the social pillars, and beyond you have the ecological boundaries. And between them is the safe and the just space for humanity. We suppose to live here, between the social and ecologic boundaries. And actually, we are here. We are beyond the boundaries of climate, ecologic, social, through the poverty. So today, our global economy leaves billions of people behind us. And as I mentioned, like during my introduction, right now is our duty to at least try to work all together, all ecosystems to work together. So that's why I'm very thankful to BlockSplit to give me this opportunity and this space to talk to the blockchain ecosystem. As I'm pretty sure that you have a lot of resources that you can, that you can work with the civil society and all the organizations on the grassroots. So, how we can change the dynamic? I will show you some examples that are already existing. Examples of regenerative and disruptive ambitions. Since the COVID-19, many businesses really want to embrace the social and ecological purpose. And we have some templates that how they can move from place to place. So, as I mentioned, we are beyond the boundaries of the donut theories because we use the degenerative process that we take, make, use, and just lose. And also we have like these devices when we capture the opportunities, value on the hands of you. All right. So we might move to the space of regenerative system that we said we regenerate and restore. And also we distribute the resources and we share resources. Here are some examples. For the ecological ecosystem, how to move to degenerative to regenerative. From the landscape degradation, we can reach the sustainables. At least if we can reach the sustainables, it's great. But if we move to regenerative, we know that we are on the move on. We are on the collective move for the planet. It's the same like for the economy, like produce and using and losing, obsolescence. We can recyclable, and then to move to repair and modular designs. So through businesses, we can move from divisive to distributive. How we can imagine the new factories through poverty wages, through share profit and living. And it's the same for the tech. How we can move from, we call it the Web 2 ecosystem to ecosystem where we can be in benefit of the community and serve the communities. So, the world is functioning. Why? Because we have what we're calling the social and solidarity ecosystem, economy, Right now in Europe, it's representing 10% of GDP, and is around like 9% of workforces. So this social and solidarity economy include cooperative, social enterprise, enterprise with mission, with purpose, of course NGO. So we have many different structures, organizations that they are involved to social and solidarity economy, and we have some regulation to promote this economy. Oh, okay. Before to explore the Web3 and society, what's matter with this ecosystem is that is the ecosystem then that they are working to reach the Sustainable Development Goals on the grassroots. But they are facing a lot of obstacles. And it's not about like, because with the Web3, and you will see later on, we have a lot of similarity with the blockchain, with this ecosystem, because about the governance, but what they're facing, the obstacles, the major obstacles that they're facing is through the funding. The financing this economy. And yeah, so this is the main obstacles that the ecosystem are facing. Okay, let's explore the Web3 and society and how this ecosystem call it the collective concepts. I worked to, I was interested on the blockchain and Web3 in 2020. And the first things that I noticed of this ecosystem is, as I was mentioning earlier, is all the similarity that we have with the CCE ecosystem. But one thing, because many people said that Web3 can be considered as engine of new model of change because of the tech behind the blockchain, those values that make unique transparency, traceability, trust, decentralization. But this technology seems also capable of pushing a liberal value on the climax through the vision of the speculation of crypto and so on. So how this ecosystem can build a bridge with other ecosystems to find the right balance to move forward, instead to reproduce what's happening with the Web2 ecosystem. So this is the similarity that I found out through the governance, through the financial, economic, and innovation. To the financial, through the Web3, we have access to a new way of transaction across the borders, giving and receiving money. Through economic, we create a new market, coordinating labors and capitals, designing incentive. Governance, we have representative and sharing, making participative decision, managing share assets and data. And innovation is sharing new idea, experimentation, and so on. So the technology is not neutral, and we have to take to consideration some keys. Society shapes human through shared value, power structure, and norm. Human shape technology through incentive, personal value, and cognitive biases. Technology change society through economic incentive, conditioning. So through the society, we can shape the technology. So why Web3 matter to SDG? I have one of my partners through the Web3 ecosystem. He shared to me these pictures, and he said to me, that's why we have to build the bridge between our two ecosystems, is because we have a common goals. With the Web3 value share, we know that we reach a balance with all actors. So I really want to believe on this ecosystem. I really want to build with this ecosystem because we need each other for the better humanities. The only thing is how we build the bridge. Because on the Web3 ecosystem, we have like a lot of like great technologists, developers that are building in the sides a great tech, but they're not taking in consideration people that already build from many, from many years on the grassroots. We have to all sit in the same tables and in the same space and build together. All right, so coalition is matters. We can talk about it because I think I'm running on time. But if you have a question, please come to me. And the only thing that I want to say is that the success and the failures of our whole ecosystem depends of how we build a common goals together. So I don't know if we have time for Q&A. Where is Gabriela? Okay. Do you have a question? No question? No? Okay. So if you want to know more about us, you can find us on Discord, LinkedIn, and also our website, Radical Exchange Foundation. And right now, we are working with the Sandbox, and we are launching like gaming experiences. So please support us on this Impact Game Jam that are going to be launched this month. Thank you for your attention, and I'm around if you have some questions.